3,000 containers of goods destined for Iran have ended up stranded in Pakistan as a direct result of the U.S. naval blockade. Osama bin Javaid is live for us in the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Osama, just talk us through, if you could, the situation with this cargo that's become stuck in Pakistan.
Well, Mohammed, we've been investigating on the impact of this naval blockade and the situation in the Strait of Hormuz in the last few days. What we've been shown are documents from the Iranian Chamber of Commerce seeking help to get these 3,000 containers which have been stranded in Karachi's ports as transshipment. They were destined for Iran. They couldn't go there, so they were offloaded in Karachi. Now, we suspect that there's going to be a land route that is being discussed with Pakistani authorities where these containers would be taken overland by Pakistani trucks to the border, and from the border they'll be taken by Iranian trucks and lorries. But what we have been able to ascertain is that Iran has established a toll booth on the Strait of Hormuz, which is it is charging in yuan accounts with China, and also in cryptocurrency, as maritime experts and shipping industry has told us. And there's a tier system in that. It is charging about $1 per barrel of oil. So a ship carrying millions of barrels of oil would give millions of dollars to the Iranians. And vice versa, if there is a ship that is carrying cargo, that money would be determined on the value of oil barrels. So it appears that this is something that was working for Iran, but now the Americans have found essentially how to choke that supply. The U.S. blockade has been effective. They've seen dozens of ships that they say they have stopped, but they have also not been able to stop every single ship. And that's what industry experts are saying to us, that this is something which is more of a pressure point on Iran than the actual conflict itself.
And Osama, what are the overall consequences of this transit disruption, both for Iran and regionally?
Well, you've seen the impact on the energy market. I mean, 20% of the global energy supplies are stranded because Iran is not allowing them to go through. That tier system that Iran has established, some countries like Pakistan and Malaysia are able to go for free. Others, including China, have to pay the toll, and that is adding to the cost. And on top of that, there is the U.S. blockade. So all in all, what this means is that there is now a toll booth that has been set up on the Strait of Hormuz, which is blocking supplies going into the Gulf nations, as well as their very important, precious millions of dollars worth of cargoes. But it also means that now the United States has also found its own solution to pressurize Iran, because Iran is heavily dependent on the imports, whether it's agriculture or medicine or raw materials or chemicals that it needs for its industries to function. And the United States is now holding that back. So it appears that this crisis is escalating. We've been speaking to maritime experts and naval experts who tell us that this is not feasible to carry on in the long run, and they'll have to come to some sort of solution. And that is why it is giving people some hope that as this becomes the choke point and the point on which the talks are not progressing further, but can also become a solution where the United States and Iran could come up with some sort of a joint strategy on the Strait of Hormuz, rather than free passage that existed before the U.S.-Israeli attacks.
All right, that's Al Jazeera's Osama bin Javaid, live for us from the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Osama, thanks so much for unpacking all of that for us.